Hi, I'm certified fitness trainer Bethany Jackson and sole proprietor of Old Fashioned Fitness. Since my last couple of videos were on the risks and benefits of youth exercise and epilepsy, I decided today we should do some yoga and meditation. We're going to work with a lot of visualizations, and while you're doing this, I want you to think in your head that you are in a cool blue pool. It's all turquoise and sparkly. You don't need anything for this, but if you do have some music without words like Lindsey Sterling or anything like that, that's totally appropriate. Go find some symphonies on YouTube, anything that you're going to find relaxing and that will clear your mind. All right? So let's get going. First, all we're going to do is take your feet, get them shoulder width apart, and get your knees and ankles under your hips, get your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders, and reach the sky with the top of your head. Take your arms, do this. Okay? Now you're going to cross one over the other. I don't care which. Now try and make praying hands. Inhale through your nose. Hold it a beat. Exhale through your lips for twice as long as you inhaled, and slide your shoulders down. Again, this time close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Hold it. And exhale through your lips. Slide your shoulders down. One more time. Make sure that you're getting your exhale to be twice as long as your inhale. Inhale through your nose. Hold it. Exhale. All right. Do this again. Cross this arm over the other. Close your eyes. Inhale. Slide those shoulder blades down. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale through lips. One more time. Next, we're going to do something that you see all the time in yoga. Okay? I want you to roll your shoulders back, slide those shoulder blades down. You still have to be in our correct posture, right? So if you're not in your correct posture, get back in it. Okay? Make your hands pray. Now, as you slide your hands down to make your thumb touch your sternum, I want you to keep your elbows in at your sides. Try and keep your arms as close to your sides as possible. Okay? And when you press your palms into each other, I want you to be pressing from your back and your shoulders, not from your wrists, okay? So, whenever you're ready, inhale and close your eyes. Exhale for twice as long as you inhaled. And as you do this, just relax and focus on the color of your eyelids. You can bow your head if that helps. One more time. Just focus on those eyelids. All right. Next, we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing, and this just helps you focus on your body and not on all of the external things that you have to worry about, all right? So, I want you to take your ring finger and your thumb finger, plug one nostril. I always start on the same side so I know where I am. Now, inhale. Plug that nostril you just inhaled with your thumb. Exhale. Inhale through the same one. Plug, exhale. All right. If you're in your correct posture, which you should be, now we're going to do it with our eyes closed. Inhale. You're exhaling through your thumb and inhaling through your thumb this time. Exhale through your ring finger. Inhale through your ring finger. Plug your ring finger, touch the sky with the top of your head, exhale through your thumb. Inhale through your thumb. Just focus on your breathing and those eyelids. Exhale through your ring finger. One last time, inhale through your ring finger. Exhale through your thumb. Very good. Now, we're going to start in mountain. Your feet are going to be a little closer than hip width apart because you're going to make your big toes touch, all right? So now your big toes are touching. Make sure your legs are rotated correctly now, okay? Don't want you hurting yourself. Now, raise your arms in front of you like you're going to clap your hands above your head. And I don't care if you keep your hands like this or if you do holding Charlie's Angel gun here, Charlie's Angels move. But your elbows need to be in. You need to be flexing with your upper back and shoulders. Now we're going to do a baby side bend with this. But when you do this, I want you to drop your tailbone slightly. It's totally okay if you need to bend your knees. When you drop your tailbone slightly, I want you to gently contract your inner thighs and gently flex your glutes, okay? And think about making a fan right in your upper side, right around your armpit area with your ribs, okay? The idea behind flexing your inner thighs and your glutes is to make your hips stay where they are as you do the side stretch, all right? So hands up. Get everything even, flex that upper back, and keep your hips stabilized, and make a fan with those upper ribs, and point with your head and hands. All right, inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. Back to the middle. Make sure your toes are touching. Everything's where it should be. Bend. It's not going to be a huge bend, all right? Point with your head and hands. Inhale. Back to center. All right, the next move that I'd like to do with you before we get involved with anything too complex here is a forward fold with our hands clasped behind our backs, okay? So, get your feet about a hip's width apart. Hips over knees, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Touch the sky with the top of your head. Now, I want you to start bending forward from your hips, actually. Your waist is clear up here. So you start bending forward. I want you to think about driving your head through the wall at a right angle. Okay? And touching the floor with your chest. I would rather you drive your hips backwards and you bend your knees slightly than lock your knees and do this, because you're going to irreversibly pull tendons, and tendons are not like muscles. They won't get their spring back. If they do, it will take years, okay, of physical therapy. So if you need to point your toes out a little bit, you can. Just make sure that your knees are pointed in the same direction. So we're bending over, touching the floor with our chest, driving our head through the wall, because our head has to be in line with our butt. Now, take your hands, clasp them, interlock your fingers behind your back, pull your shoulders down away from your ears, continue going down towards the floor. However, you're going to be raising your clasped hands straight over your head. So once you get to about here, inhale, exhale. Now you may hang and not worry about your shoulders. Let those hands come up and hang. Inhale. All right. Now let's get started. Fix your hair if you need to. All right, now I'd like you to get your feet hips width apart, or maybe even a little bit farther. If you need to turn your toes out slightly, about to 45 degrees, that is completely okay, but make sure that your knees are pointed in the same direction. I want you to now act like you're going into a squat or going to sit down, but stop about a quarter of the way down. Keeping your head in line with your bottom, slightly bend over, take your hands, point your thumbs backwards. Inhale and press up through your sternum and belly button, like you're trying to make your front side come out your back, all right? Inhale. Hold it and exhale, come down. Now do the opposite. Try and make your sternum and your belly button come out about a 45-degree angle towards the floor, all right? And inhale up. And let it out. Inhale up. Exhale out through your mouth. Roll that head back when you exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. All right, now we can get to my favorite part. We are going to be doing a yoga move called triangle, and it's going to stretch your sides, all right? Okay, so we're gonna do triangle. Get your legs a leg length apart. As far as you can go is fine. Be sure to push your hips forward. Now, your left foot is gonna be your forward foot. Turn it out 90 degrees. Now, your back foot, I want you to turn just about 45 degrees so your heel is lined up with the arch of your back foot, okay? Make sure your hips look like mine do. And your knee is in line with your ankle, which is in line with your hip. I don't want to see this. Put your arms up. Get everything square again. And start extending your right side to push your left side forward, and you're going to drop. And look up at your right hand. And as you breathe, you can sink deeper and deeper. And push with your back leg and put the weight on your heel of your front leg. And come up. As you're doing this, I want you to envision these muscles that I've talked about. Visualization helps the end product. So whether you're visualizing the muscles that you're using, or you can close your eyes and visualize yourself doing the most beautiful yoga you've ever done before you even start your practice. These are all helpful ways to get more out of your exercises. All right? So now you've done triangle on the opposite side. Now we're going to do warrior two. This is my favorite yoga move of all time. Now the next move is very similar to this move, but it's my absolute favorite. So, step your legs out again, and we're going to do the same deal. Turn this foot out 90 degrees, and this one 45 degrees, and line up your arch with that heel. Make sure your hip is in line with your knee, in line with your ankle, and now you're going to bend this front leg to stack your knee over your ankle. And you're going to drive with this back foot, but you're going to resist that driving action from the heel of your front foot, all right? Get your arms out again like they have been. Drop your shoulders down, and we're just going to gaze over your fingertips. You're doing the most beautiful warrior pose you've ever done. Think about that driving action and that resisting. Grip with your inner legs on both of your legs. Make sure you're keeping this hip open. All right. Go ahead and pause. Do that on the other side. Be back here for crescent next. So for crescent, you're going to start out in mountain pose again, remember. Get your hips over your lower leg joints. You're going to step backwards with your leg following the line of your hip joint, okay? So it's going to look like this, and it's going to be a leg's length step. Okay? I'm going to go like this. Now I'm going to balance my weight on the back heel and the front ball, okay? Back heel of the front foot, front ball of the back foot. Make sure all your joints are facing the right way. And once you get your balance here, start raising your arms. Find a spot in front of you to pour your soul into. I don't want you to move your head from the point that you've picked, all right? So touch the sky with the top of your head. Make sure your head is in line with your butt. Stare at that point wherever you've chosen out in front of you. Now as your arms are up, if you can start to turn your pinkies inward, or if you can keep your elbows, if you can grip with your inner upper arms and slide your shoulders down, you can do the praying pose. Okay? All right, now you get to lay down. So lay down on your stomach. And I want you to glue the fronts of your legs to the floor and all 5 of your toes, okay? So you're going to be rolling your hips forward ever so slightly. Next, lay down your chest and your upper body so you know that you're in alignment with everything else, all your other joints. Now I take my hands and I make an L. I take my index finger and my thumb and I act like they're framing under my boobs or pectorals or whatever you want to call them, okay? You're keeping your elbows in the whole time. Now, before you raise up, I want you to imagine the spot between your waistband and your belly button, okay? I want you to imagine there's a zipper there, and as you're zipping, you're ever so gently flexing these lower abdominal muscles, okay? You can think of a drawstring bag, whatever you need to help you visualize this feeling. A marble rolling up, I don't care. Visualize something though. It'll help, I promise. So, here we are. And we've got our chest framed by our fingers. Now slowly inhale, lift your chest up. And as you imagine that zipper, or that drawstring on your lower tummy, I want you to draw your chest through your arms, like it's a gateway, or you're walking under a waterfall or something. Okay? Inhale. Exhale. Make sure your head is in line with your butt. One more. Lay yourself down. Now I realize everyone might not be able to do this. If you can't do this, just do your best or skip it or whatever you need to do. We're going to do a butterfly groin stretch now. So if you can, put your feet together and grab your big toe and the ball of your foot. Act like you're opening a book. Okay? Touch the sky with the top of your head. Get it in line with your butt. Now, I want you to think of a drawbridge as you lean forward. Again, you're going to drive your head through the opposite wall. However, if you can't bend that far, and see, I can't bend that far. This is about as far as I can bend. Ooh, I can lay my legs down a bit. But I don't want to see this, okay? It's not the point. So, touch the sky with the top of your head's in line with your butt. You're opening your feet like a book and laying your knees down. And inhale and close your eyes. And just visualize all those tight parts unraveling themselves and working with you. Now, let's talk about meditating. So as you're sitting here, I want you to close your eyes and keep breathing how I've been telling you. A lot of people misunderstand meditation and think it is clearing your mind entirely. And that's not really possible, okay? Meditation is realizing when your mind is running amok on you. And I had a teacher tell me to thinking, okay? You can think whatever you want. You can think hush, you can whenever you realize you're thinking, if there's a particular Bible verse that you want to repeat to yourself. I know in my childhood that was really helpful to me, certain Bible verses being repeated. You can think of your favorite flower or your favorite photograph or painting by a famous artist. It doesn't matter, as long as you come back to that peaceful spot, focus on your eyelids and your breathing, and just think about that one peaceful thing. It could be an oasis full of turquoise water. It could be the feeling of putting peppermint lotion on your feet. I don't care, but whatever makes you calm and happy, I want you to think of that when you realize that you're thinking. Meditation is more thinking about one thing than worrying about everything. All right. Good butterfly, you guys. Next, I would like you to kneel, sit on your feet. And when you sit on your feet, please turn your heels out and your toes in. Okay? And get comfortable. Touch the sky with the top of your head. Get your head in line with your butt. Okay? Now, there are many variations to this. I don't care if you like one more than another, if you want to do all the variations, I don't care. But this is a good time to practice your visualizations. So, child's pose, you just bend over from your waist like a drawbridge again, and rest your head on the mat in front of you. You don't have to reach too far in front of you with your head. In fact, you probably shouldn't, because the idea is to still sit on your feet or as close as possible for you. Now, you can clasp your hands behind your back again. You can lay your hands knuckle down by your sides. You can reach out in front of you. And you can reach out in front of you and stretch out, or you can reach out in front of you and push back. And finally, there's another one that I really like. You take your fists and put them in your groin, or that V-shaped spot in your pelvis. Bend over again. And you can slowly and gently turn your fists, and it gives you a little abdominal massage. So, whatever you want to do, we're going to go into child's pose and breathe and practice that meditative imagery and thinking. Okay? Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, next, go ahead and join me here on the ground, seated. Now, point your toes up, have your heels on the ground, hip width apart, blah, blah, blah. Take one leg, you can cross it under like so. Put this leg over a little bit more. Sit up straight. other hand out straight behind you and open that chest up. Look over your shoulder. Touch the sky with the top of your head. Visualize all those muscles stretching. All right. Again, next side. I popped my hip when I did that. Hand behind you. Get everything in nice and close, because if you're like this, there's not a lot of point to this. The idea is get your heel close to your leg, get the palm or the butt of your hand close to your butt. And that way you can sit up very straight and open your chest. If you need to hold your leg like this instead of like this, that is perfectly okay. All right? Turn, open your chest, reach the sky with the top of your head, look over your shoulder. All right, lastly, lay on your back. And we're just gonna do some knee rolls. So, lay your hands out, glue your arms and shoulders to the floor. Get your knees above your hips and your ankles in line with your knees. And in a controlled manner, roll over and push your top hip to stack above the other. Okay? You may actually have to envision releasing this side area, or push with your hand, push down like I'm doing now. Okay, come back up. Roll over. Up. Oh, on y'all. And you always need a cat to help you do yoga. I ran off a different one before I did this video. Thankfully, that was the end. So I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to have a cat help you do yoga. And share and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.